to know who's it's just.
Hi, Facebook Live. How are you guys?
Everyone.
Yes, Ashley is with me. Yes.
Yes. Let's talk for real.
Hi, everybody. Look, you guys are gonna have to bear with us a little bit because we're waiting to bring Shay in, and we sent her an invite, so I'm not sure. So I'm gonna send her one on mine too. And we're gonna see which one she picks up on first.
Hi, people.
See which one she picks up on first so we can bring her in to Let's Talk for Real. So we're a couple of minutes early. So y'all just pray with us because every Friday we go through some technical stuff, but you guys who've been watching us already know that. So we're just waiting for Shay to come on in so we can get ready for Let's Talk for Real because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's that time. So y'all don't know what we go through behind the scenes with this thing. And I can't see, so I'm gonna put my glasses on. Shay, if you're out there, I sent you a request to bring you in, and so did Ashley to bring you in. So hopefully you'll get that. If not, we're going to go ahead and go forward in the spirit of Let's Talk for Real with Shay and Trill because we got a new name now. And we have a new theme song, so we'll get that with you guys in a few minutes. So just bear with us as we go through our new process because this is new with us bringing somebody in. As you can see, Ashley is with us. Hi, Tanya. Ashley is our guest host today because our sister Shay will be pulling her in a minute. So this is new for us, bringing in a third person via video. So it's kind of like Skype. But anyway, just bear with us for a few minutes, and like I said, we're gonna wait for us to be able to pull her in. Hey, sister, let's talk for real with Shay and Trill. That's right, baby. Tanya said, hey, Ashley.
Hi, Miss Tanya.
So she's gonna do good with us on today. She's filling in the spot, but like I said, we're waiting just a few minutes more to see if we can pull Shay in. If we don't get her, we are very mindful of your time because we know that you guys work today. It's the weekend and you want to spend time with your family. So we're going to get started with everything. We're going to give a couple more minutes and we may have to pull her in after we get started. So, oh, Tanya, you did say hey. And hi to all Ashley's friends that are joining us for Let's Talk for Real with Shay and Trill. Okay. So we really technically got 2 minutes, guys, before 5:30 hits. So, y'all got any questions or anything while we wait?
I'm happy to see all of you guys joining in with us live.
Yes, y'all don't know what we went through a while ago to get this thing set up. She want to know, can Ashley sing too? Yes, I was trying to teach her the theme song. Hey, Gwen. Yes, so if not, we're going to sing it. She can join in. I know you guys already know, but we got a little twist to it today. So we're going to get it on in there. Well, I don't like this awkward silence stuff, so y'all hold tight. Like I said,
we just waiting
on Shay. If not, we're going to get it moving. Our topic on today is there is life after this. And it's I'm hoping it's going to bless somebody, that it's going to give you a little revelation on some things, have you looking at life a little bit different as far as your decisions and things that have happened to you. So hopefully it'll be a blessing to somebody. But like I said, tap dance or something, girl. I got your tap dance, okay. That's my sister, y'all. Talking about tap dance. Good topic. Thank you, Tanya.
There is life after this.
There is life after this.
Yes.
Yeah, girl, if you knew what we were going through, honey, if I tap dance, our whole thing might fall down. But it's all good, honey. Hollywood, we are on our way.
Yes.
Okay, Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Nicole, like I said, we was trying to give Shay a couple of minutes. We was going to try to bring her in on the video. We've sent her the request. Maybe she haven't got settled in yet, so she can be able to get in on the live chat with us. So that'll be something new. But like I said, we have a guest host today. I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell you a little bit about her, and then we're going to get it moving.
After this, and when we say this, what we mean is anything that's going on in your life, anything that you may be experiencing.
Get started, you guys. So welcome.
Welcome.
This is the new theme song. It's Friday. It's Friday, you know the deal. It's Friday, so let's talk for real. It's Friday, so let's talk. Let's talk for real. Let's talk with Shay and Trill. Let's talk. Let's talk for real. Let's talk. Let's talk for real. Welcome to Let's Talk for Real.
Yes.
That is a new song. I saw Shay was trying to call me. She know we're live now. We got to get started. Hopefully she'll be able to chime in. But we're going to go ahead and start talking about our today's topic, which is there is life after this.
Yes.
Yes. Yay! Thank you, Tanya. Tanya said she liked the new song.
Yes.
Yeah, snapping of the fingers, honey. You ain't got no music. You got to make your own. But
Yes.
so today's topic, I was thinking about just in conversations we were having with women on our last topic that we had on last week, which was perks without the works. And we talked about how, you know, a lot of times people are benefiting from the hard work that you're putting in, but they're not putting in the work that is required in order for them to get the perks. So in talking with some women about that particular topic, just in general, as women, we go through so much. I mean, you know, when I say life after this, whatever your this is, if it's a broken relationship, if it's divorce, if it's an abusive relationship, if you lost your job, if there's death, if there's sickness, whatever your this is, I want you to know today that there is life after that. Because so many times when we're going through our different trials and our tribulations and our struggles, we fold and we go into that position of being a victim. And because we get into that position of a victim, we don't understand that, you know, that was just a pause, or that was just a comma or a semicolon in our life. And that if we continue to move forward, then we'll understand that there's life after whatever your this is. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I don't know if you want to chime in already on that.
Yeah, and whatever your this is, just know that you can keep pushing, you can keep striving, keep going, keep praying. Do whatever you have to do and stay in the race. Do not give up, because guess what? Greater is coming.
Yes.
And just know that regardless of anything that's going on in your life, you will win with the victory. You will have the victory. You will come out with your hands up. You will come out knowing that you've passed every circumstance and every obstacle that you faced in your life, regardless of anything. And there will be joy after that. You know, there will be peace after that. There will be love. There will be happiness. There will be all the things that you desire after your trials and your tribulations.
And one thing I want you to understand is that pain promotes growth.
It does.
And one thing about God, God never allows anything to happen in your life to kill you. Exactly. If anything, pain will give you a lesson. If you have wisdom in what it is that you're going through. Because what we do sometimes, we'll take pain, the pain or the suffering behind our different trials and tribulation, and we look at it as a way of that we're defeated. But we're not defeated. It's to grow you, and it is to mature you. And so I remember there was a saying that you know, that one thing about pain is a good teacher, but the one thing that pain does, sometimes it takes our youth and it robs us out of our youth. And because we spend so much time looking backwards. We know the story about Lot and his wife and how she wound up getting killed because she looked back. And sometimes we're stuck in 1972 for us that are older. It might be 2000 for her because she's younger. But that person has already gone on with their life. That person is already moving forward. But you're still stuck in a specific time zone in your life. And so at some point, you gotta either you're gonna lay down in a position and you're gonna die.
Exactly.
You're gonna ball up and not fight, or you're gonna get up and you're gonna take the very thing that the devil try to use to kill you and kill him.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Did you want to piggyback on that?
Yes, I'm all for what you're saying, honey. Yes. And just know that no matter what it is, there's still life. You can still go on. Tell the devil this is not the end for you. It won't be the end for you. Just continue to do whatever it is that your heart desires to lead you to the place where you want and need to be. Okay?
And one thing I want you to understand, that there's a difference between living and functioning.
It is.
And a lot of us are we're thinking that we're living and we're doing the things, fulfilling the things of life, but we're not. We're functioning. What functioning means is I'm getting up every day and I'm doing my routine.
Exactly.
I'm going to work. I'm coming home. I'm cooking dinner. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm going back to sleep, and I'm doing the same thing every day, but I'm not experiencing life.
Exactly.
So everything that is going on around me, like the wind blowing, the birds chirping, the sun shining, all these things that are really small miracles and small reminders to us that God is more than just us going to work.
He is.
Or going to school, whatever it is, or your relationship. Your life is not consistent or not so your life is not defined as your title of who you are. Because most of the time, if you ask somebody, who are you? They the first thing they're going to tell you, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, where I work, or it's dealing with the routine of life. But really, a lot of people don't know who they are. And so it's hard for them to have life after this when they don't even know what life is. So, yeah. So, yes.
Yeah, and you have to know what life is to know that whatever it is that you're going through, that there is life after what you're going through, regardless of anything that you're going through.
And one thing I want you to understand too, as far as your trials and tribulations, though, it's not meant for it to go on constantly. Because if you look at nature in itself, it's not natural for a storm to be consistent and continuous. That's out of order. At some point, the sun gotta shine, the rainbows gotta come through, the clouds gotta get clear, and the earth is going to get dry, because it's not natural for a storm to be consistent. So it's not natural for you to continue to have attacks and trials and tribulations in your life without there being a way of escape, or for you to understand that, you know, like we said in the beginning, that there is life after this. But so many times we don't experience life, and we grow old. And then once we get old, when we got one foot in the grave, is where we want to start trying to experience life. But no, as long as you got breath in your body, as long as grace and mercy covers you on a day-to-day basis, there is an opportunity for you to experience life to the fullest. So some of you need to stop functioning and start living. Start living your dreams. Start living out your destiny and your purpose. Stop thinking that the only thing that you are put on this earth to do is to be a mother, a wife, or a husband, or something like that. No. What is the mark that you're going to leave on this earth? What is, like I like to say, what is your dash going to say for you? Your dash is the life that you live between you being born and the day that you die. What is your dash going to say about you? Is it going to say that, oh, she was a hard worker, she was a good mother, or he was a good father, or he did this or did that? But what legacy are you going to leave your kids? Are you going to leave behind debt? Are you going to leave behind generational curses? Are you going to leave behind, you know, all these things that your kids don't know who they are because they never saw you dream? So they got to be able to see your life and understand that if my mom or my dad can survive that, and they can do it with joy, because sometimes I know I'm doing a lot of the talking, honey, but you can jump in whatever you want to. But sometimes what we do, we don't allow our kids to, a lot of times our kids' dreams die because of the way that they see that we live out fulfilling our dreams. So if they only see past the front porch because that's all you see, or every time they come to you with a dream or an idea that is being, they want to birth out of them, and you tell them they can't do that, then, you know, what that's just, you're teaching them how to function. You're not teaching them how to live.
How to function, yes. I totally agree, sis. And we got to get out of this routine thing every day, doing the same thing. Every day that you wake up, you should want to strive for greatness, want to do better, want to accomplish things that you know you haven't accomplished yet in your life. And even if that means making a checklist, do what you need to do so that you see these things happening in your life the way that you want them to happen. Because every day that we wake up, we are given the opportunity to achieve anything that we want to in life.
That's why it's called the present.
The present.
Today is called the present. That means it's a gift that we have right now that we don't know if tomorrow's promised. We know that yesterday is gone. It's called the past for a reason. But your present and what you do with the time that you have is what's going to predict what's going to happen next. That's the problem with some of us. We're so predictable that even the enemy don't even come at you a different way, because he understands that you do the same thing. You come home the same way. You're dealing with stress the same way, with this defeated posture. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that sometimes life requires you to do stuff different. What are you going to learn from that experience that you went through? I tell people all the time, everything that you go through is for a reason. You're not just going through just to go through. And a lot of times what you're going through is for somebody else. But you can't be there to help somebody else when you're not willing to go through something yourself. We are the most defeated minded people. That when storms and trials come, we ball up in the fetal position and we get like babies and we start crying. And every time you turn around, have you ever dealt with somebody that every time you talk to them, they're dealing with the same thing for years, and you're sitting there looking like, weren't you going through that when we was at high school? It's like you're dealing with the same struggle and you're wrestling with the same thing. But you got to understand, try to go a different route sometime. Try going driving a different way to work. Try to eat something different. Just try to do something different. It's not that complicated.
And I was going to say, while you're going through what you're going through, like Trail said, take something from it. Like, say what you learn from it, whether that means writing it down or keeping a journal of what it is that you learn from that process. What is it that you can take from that so that you can share with someone else, or that you can carry on in life, so that when the enemy comes and tries to attack you again, he can't use the same method that he did, because you're wiser. You have more knowledge. You're not in a routine. You know how to maneuver. And even if he comes, you won't be shaken. You know how to hold your ground, because you have strength and you have the motivation to continue.
And one thing I want you to, if you have a flashback right now of the biggest struggles in your life, it's the same thing. The enemy is wise. He never. Why? I'm not even gonna put the enemy, but just the people that you're dealing with in relationships are wise. Because why would I go out here and fight her, knowing that her strength, knowing what her strength areas are? I'm not gonna come at her there. I'm gonna come at her where she's weak at. I'm gonna come at what I think that I know that works all the time for her. And it's the same thing. We're going through the same pattern, even when it comes to broken relationships. It's the same thing, but it's a different face. It's a different name. It's a different body build. But at the end of the day, until you begin to deal with the root of what's really going on with you, then you will continue to deal with the symptoms. You're going to be suffering with the symptoms. Not only are you going to suffer with the symptoms, but the people that you're in a relationship are going to suffer with those symptoms. And that's why sometimes with women and men, you got somebody else that's paying the price for a crime that they didn't commit in a relationship that they won't even end. So now they're sitting up there still trying to make up and make you feel secure because your old relationship made you insecure. They're trying to tell you that you worth something because the other person told you won't. So they're steady trying to validate you, and then after a while that relationship gets broken because that person gets tired of trying to help you to overcome what you should have overcame 10 10, 20 years ago.
Exactly.
And it's a whole different situation.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
You know, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time, but it's kind of hard for me to do. But Satan knows, like Alexandra says, Satan knows your path because you lay it out there for him.
Yeah.
So true. Same pattern, same routine. And a lot of times it's like when you dealing with a fight with somebody, right? And you don't know what that person's weakness is because that's your first time fighting them. But sometimes people will talk themselves out of their own victory because now you're going to let people know, you start putting self-doubt and negativity. You're releasing that in the atmosphere, and then you're wondering why you're getting tested in that area. And so now it's like, really, when I want y'all to just remember that there's life after this. There's life even in what you speak out of your mouth. The Bible tells you that there's life and death in your tongue. And sometimes we speak death into our own relationships. We speak death into our finances. We speak death into our lives altogether because we're so used to not having things. We're so used to not things not going our way. So what we start doing is walking in a defeated posture. And then you wondering why people are not taking you serious when you saying that you this is what I want to do with my life. You don't believe it. And because you don't believe it, somebody else is not going to believe it. And sometimes you can't tell everybody what you're dreaming anyway because you got dream killers out there. You got people who will sit there and want to see you fail. And that's why I said you want to know the pack that you're running with, then you look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And those people, if they're not motivating you and they're not pushing you and they don't see your dreams and your vision, you might need to go back and do a reassessment of what you're dealing with because you are who you run with.
You are.
So if you're running with somebody who's weak, who don't understand that you can dream beyond you being in a small town, that you can dream bigger than you just being on a job in a factory somewhere. If you feel like you're going to be an author, be an author. If you feel like you're going to be a business owner, be a business owner. But at the end of the day, there is life after this. So you don't have to stay in the same situation that you're in broken. You don't have to continue to be sad. You don't have to continue to be mean to people for no reason. You got some people just bitter. And you got to understand that your situation, you got two choices. It can make you bitter or it can make you better. It's up to you what you're going to do. So I want to encourage you on today about that there's life after this. So you need to go back and do an inventory on what is your this. What is the thing that is keeping you from living? What is the thing that is keeping you from moving forward? What is the thing that keeps making you look backwards to the point that you can't appreciate where you are now? And not just now, but where you're going. Because where you are right now, you're not going to stay there forever. I say it's just like being a best novel. You don't know what the next chapter going to be until you turn the page. A lot of times we sit up there and we see that the hero is about to be killed or there's something going on, but then when you turn back to a couple more chapters in, the hero overcame that, and you would have never known that if you wouldn't have kept reading and moving forward. So the same thing in your life. So what? That person left you in a place called left. So what? That person didn't appreciate who you was. So what? They didn't appreciate you on your job. So what? At the end of the day, what are you going to do with the time that is granted to you, that you are blessed with? Are you going to continue to live a defeated life? Are you going to continue to understand that, you're going to continue to start functioning and not living? So you might well be on a resuscitator. Because that's what it is. That person, that person that's on a life support and a resuscitator, they're still living, but they're living based on them being I don't know.
That's helping their body.
It's an artificial thing that is helping them to function. So sometimes we are walking on life support. We're basically allowing life to breathe for us. We're not breathing for ourselves. And the funny thing about it is you take the tube out and then you understand that you were breathing anyway. So you might well go ahead and live.
Absolutely.
You might well go ahead and enjoy this thing called life because it ain't going anywhere. You only get one. So what are you going to do with the one that you have? Are you continue to allow yourself to lose time? You already lost your youth behind the relationship. Why are you going to lose your latter years?
Yes.
What are you going to do different? Are you going to continue to not travel? Are you going to continue to not live? Are you going to continue to live? You might as well just sit on your front porch and just let life pass you by. And it's like when we was growing up, we used to play a game where that's my car. And when the car passed by, you're saying that's mine. So because you're looking at somebody else's situation, but you're believing that that's my car. Same thing with life. You got people walking by and you're like, oh, she's living, she's doing this, or he's doing that, or they're doing so much, they doing A, B, C, and D. And what you're doing is pretty much saying, that's my life. That's a life I would like to have. But you're sitting there in a situation and you just letting life pass you by.
Just pass you by.
So claim it.
Yes.
Walk in it.
Yes.
Make it do what it do, boo. That's my thing. Make it do what it do. Because you don't really have to continue to live in that situation where it's just this. And you got to learn how to put a label on what life is.
Exactly.
So that's why I said there's life after this, because this is what's controlling a lot of our lives.
Yes.
This is consumed with a whole lot of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So you got to understand what are you going to allow to control your life? Because it's just like, like I said before, with life itself, it's like a remote control. You can continue to put yourself on pause. You can move forward, you can rewind, or you can record so you can have something to bring back on somebody. But even with remote control and you're dealing with a DVR, VCR, whatever you want to call it, it's still not natural for it to be on pause.
Nope,
you don't believe me? Test it out. Put your TV on pause and go out and walk around and do whatever you want to do. And best believe when you come back, it's going to be playing. Because even it understands, it's programmed to not stay still.
Exactly.
It's not natural for us to stay still in a situation. But some of us can't even enjoy our new relationships. We can't enjoy our children. We can't enjoy our jobs. We can't enjoy our life because we stuck on pause.
Yes.
So we're still stuck on this, whatever your this is. So I'm saying that there's life after that. So there's life after this means play. Hit play.
Yes.
See what's going to happen. Get to the end of it.
Yes.
Live out your dash. Let it speak for you. Let it do more than just be the thing that they said that you were remembered for. Leave a legacy. Leave a mark that when you gone, guess what? People are still talking about you. People are still being affected by you. That's what living does. Living makes other people want to live. Nobody want to be around a person that's like a walking corpse.
Yes, absolutely.
Who wants to be around a dead person that every time you turn around, they don't have nothing positive to say. No life in them. They still talking about what happened to them back then. Honey, when you gonna get over there and live your life? It's an excuse. It's an excuse not to live.
It is.
I'm monopolizing
it is okay, honey. And like Trill was saying, in order to experience that life after this, you have to start speaking life to your present. Because in order for you to overcome your present, you have to speak life to it so that you can keep going every day and you can keep living every day and not just functioning. And not only that, whenever you die physically, you can still live because people are going to talk about what you did to leave your legacy here on this earth. So you're still living, even in the physical realm of being dead, So if you ask the question, how can you get past the this? The first thing you got to do is acknowledge the fact that you stuck. Yes.
After you acknowledge the fact that you're stuck, then you got to grieve whatever that situation is. It's just like a death. You have to grieve it. And in order for you to grieve it, you're going to have to feel it. In order for you to feel it, you're going to have to release it.
And it ain't pretty.
It ain't pretty. And that's why a lot of times we're stuck. We are sitting up here with an injury that has not grown back or recovered correctly because we have not allowed ourselves to heal right. And so once you acknowledge it and then you are able to grieve it and then you can release it, and after you release it, you have to be able to speak to yourself and say, you know what, I'm living after this situation right here. So what? You didn't feel like I was the one for you. Just because I ain't the one for you don't mean I ain't the one for somebody. So what? I declared bankruptcy. But guess what? It's just bankruptcy. It'll stay on your record for 7 years. But guess what? The creditors will still offer you stuff. So that right there is not an excuse. So well, I don't know what I want to do with myself. I don't know what I'm purposed to be here to do. I don't know what it is that what business I have. Everybody is not a business person. You can be the whatever it is that you got, be the best of that you can be. But at the end of the day, the main thing we want you to get out of this whole thing is to live and not function.
Exactly.
We got enough of us out here functioning, just going through life. And have you ever walked past somebody and you just see that there's like a blank stare on their face? And if you don't believe me, people watch sometimes. I like people watching.
Me too.
And when you people watch, you're going to see people just functioning. Going through. I had somebody that was walking the other day. They were so engrossed on their phones, texting and doing whatever, that he didn't even see the car coming. I was like, hey, there's a car coming. And that's what happened with us in life. We're so busy being stuck on the this. That's just like you being focused on your phone, that you don't see that there's traffic coming, that there's something that's coming that may kill you or hurt you. But because you're so focused on the this, you can't even see the attack before it comes. So you got to learn how to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be able to understand that, you know, this is not all I have.
Yes, absolutely.
And some people, that's all they have, because we talked about it one time before with Shay. Well, she talked about it at a conference we went to, about how you got to learn how to go from being a victim to a survivor to an overcomer. And a lot of us, the one thing she said about victims tell their testimony or tell their story to get pity from others. So then you want somebody to say, oh, I feel sorry for you. Oh, poor thing. And what it does, it gives you some attention. It gives you attention. That's all it is. You're a victim. So there is even no glory in your testimony, because now you want people to feel sorry for you. Then when you become from the victim to the survivor, then what you're doing, you're telling your story so you can just get through the day. So you can go on with what's next. You're going survival mode. That means that you're going to be defensive against everything that's coming at you, because you don't want to get hurt again, or you don't want that to happen. But when you become an overcomer, when you are overcoming, your testimony is to help deliver somebody else. So now you take the focus off you, and now you're going out here and say, let me see who else I can save or rescue from that situation. So now you out there telling them, look, no, you don't have to be defeated. You can live. No, you don't have to keep allowing that thing to control you. You can control it. So you got your conversation change when you become an overcomer. Your conversation change when you start living, because now you start seeing everything is life.
And your
everything. Your appearance changed. Everything about you changed, because now you understand that, God, there was life after this.
There was.
You know how many years I wasted, how much time I wasted being stuck. And now when life start playing, you be like, dog, I could have been doing this
a long
time ago. Then you be like, oh, I wasted time on that joker. Then you'll understand that your perks and your work, your options and all that stuff we've been talking about, all of that stuff comes back to you. I'm sorry that we weren't able to pull Shay in. But we're going to work on that next time. But like I said, we want to be mindful of people's time. And can y'all believe I'm going to cut the thing at 6 o'clock without Shay having to tell me? Because normally I'm the one that's doing all the talking. But I'm just excited about, just life in general, because thank God I don't look like what I've been through. And y'all don't know my story, so you can't understand my praise. If you've been through what I've been through, then you'll understand why I'm compassionate about this thing called living. Because so many years I wasted not living. And when you don't live, I say, if you want to know the state of a man's spiritual man, or what's going on the inside of him, look at his surroundings, look at his appearance, because when you in chaos on the inside of you, chaos is going to function on the outside of you. Chaos is going to be attracted to you. You don't. I was telling her about the young lady that we saw on the way home. I was like, wow, look at her, just walking, didn't care what the hair looked like, didn't care how she was dressed, just functioning. And it's like at some point you got got to care about life.
Yeah.
Because we don't get but one.
Exactly.
So I want my dash in between to speak volumes about who I am. Because I think about my dad so much and how much he impacted people's lives that, you know, he's been gone 9 years now, but people still talk about him and how he impacted their lives. That's what I want for my life. And that for people to see that, you know, dang, she's an overcomer. Because this lady told me that day, she said, your heart is strong. She said, your spirit man is strong. She said, there's something about you. I don't know what it is, but what it is life. And when you have life in you, people going to receive that from you. So you attract what you put out. So if you put out negativity, then you're going to get negativity. But if you put out positivity, that's what you're going to get back. So we're excited about that. I'm thankful for Ashley.
I'm thankful for you having me on
I'm thankful for Ashley sitting in and listening. Because I did all the talking, but
girl, you
she
speaking
chimed
nothing
in.
But the truth. This is the truth right here,
girl,
y'all.
I love
okay,
you, I love this girl, but
I love her
I wanted
too
her
so
to be
much.
on because, especially with the youth, you know, so many times we think that we're the only ones going through because we're old, but young people are going through some things too, and we have to be able to give them some positive feedback and let them see that there's role models out there because you know, I gotta make sure that she don't go through what I went through. So if that, I told her I'll cut somebody to the white meat for her. But at the end of the day, I don't want her to have to go through unnecessarily. I want her to understand about life now. Not that her mom don't do that. Her mom does that too. But sometimes God will put people in your life to mentor you because it takes a village. So I wanted her to experience Let's Talk for Real.
And I enjoy it. I'm always watching whenever they do the live. Like after I'm off from work, I get a chance to see it. So I love Let's Talk for Real. And I hope to be back on the show again soon.
So I thank everybody for coming on again, for sharing the videos, giving us your feedback, and just taking the time to, because y'all blessed us just as much as we bless you guys, because, you know, it takes all of us, you know, because I like to say that I am my sister's keeper, I am my brother's keeper, and we have to hold each other accountable. So we're excited about yet another Let's Talk for Real with Shay and Trill, but filled in with Ashley on today. So join us next week for Let's Talk for Real. Let's talk with Shay and Trill. Let's talk for real. Let's talk for real. Love you guys.
Love you.